Yeah, Colin, right now, they look like a team who's trying to find their identity, and we never seen this out of the Kansas City Chiefs before, which is surprising. And I just
I
got to
don't.
look at the defensive side of the ball first and
I don't.
foremost.
All right, hold on. We got to get a
This
mic
is
on Michael Vick. He is not mic'd right now. So we'll get that mic fixed in just a second, and we'll come back to him. If you, because there was a delay last night in that game, and if you, let's say at the delay, you left and went to bed and didn't come back, it was a clear before the delay, Buffalo was better. After the delay, you doubled down. Let's go back to Michael now. So, Michael, how do you fix Kansas City's issues? Let's start offensively.
Offensively, Colin, I really think, man, and I was thinking about this morning, the presence of Sammy Watkins was so invaluable to this team. Whenever we seen Kansas City the last 2 years, I felt like it was always Sammy Watkins creating a spark for the offense, even before Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, he's a guy that at some point he's going to show up, whether it's in the quick game or in the deep ball game. But Sammy opened things up underneath. He opened it up for everybody, and I think just not having that missing element. Is really causing this offense to flutter a little bit. Obviously they got Josh Gordon, and it's going to take some time to get him inserted into the offense. But this is the first time we've seen the Kansas City Chiefs offense struggle on all the courts on consistent occasions. And it's very concerning. And then you turn to the defensive side of the ball, where they're missing a lot of guys. Chris Jones is out. I do like Steve Spagnuolo's scheme, but you got to have the personnel to match. And right now, it seems like that's what's missing.
No, when I watch this game, Michael, my takeaway is Buffalo over the last 3 years has just hit a lot of big hits in the draft. They have so many different defensive linemen. Mike, in 63 snaps, Buffalo blitzed one time. You've been a quarterback. When a team gets a rush and doesn't blitz, you know what that's like. You're thrown into a sea of bodies. I think Buffalo's got more good players today than Kansas City.
Yeah, and what they was doing, they was daring Kansas City to run.
Yeah.
Like they sat back in the zone and said, all right, look, Tyreek Hill's not going to get over the top.
Right.
McCole Hardman is not going to beat us over the top. He's not a deep threat. He's a quicker guy that can move in space. Run the foot. We dare you to run the football and try to beat us in the run game, because these other guys are not getting behind our safeties. And Sean McDermott know Andy knows Sean McDermott. So it was a great chess match. But last night, advantage went to Sean McDermott.
So I want to talk about Chargers Cleveland. I thought for most of the game, Cleveland was the better team, and I thought they got hosed on a PI call. But I want to talk about something that's bigger than that. You can tell when you watch Herbert and their coach Brandon Staley, Mike, they're going for it on 4th and 7, 4th and 4, deep in their own territory. They don't care. I mean, that is something. If I was a quarterback, I would love my coach believing in me. On 3rd and 10, the Browns ran the ball into the line, and my take, I could not believe it. I thought, timeout, your defense can't stop the Chargers. There's a minute and a half left. Wouldn't you be concerned if you were Baker Mayfield that your staff doesn't quite believe in you?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, because, sometimes you can look at tendencies. And I think throughout the course of the game, maybe in 3rd and long situations, as the coaching staff, they gathered their thoughts and talked up in the press box, they might have just been playing very soft. And, the Browns run the football very well. And they probably wanted to try to catch him with the element of surprise, throw it like a draw in, or throw some type of, just running back, just a run to the running back. And I just think it failed. I don't think it was something that, an indictment on Baker Mayfield. I think it was more so they was just trying to catch the Chargers off guard, and it just backfired on them. But, next time they get put in that situation, I guarantee the decision will be different.
Were your takeaway, because we said as a staff, when we watched the drive the Browns made, when they checked down 3 times and basically couldn't, got to the 50-yard line in a minute 26. It was weird. You've been in these situations before. Is it check down? Is it, because he has a very good offensive line. He gets good protection. That's never the issue. Was it, you tell me. I was just shocked by the check downs, then forcing yourself into Hail Marys.
Yeah, I think it was what the coverage was dictating. And sometimes you want to take that shot down the field, and the coach might call a pass play that has a shot in it or a deep route conversion in it, and you might take a look at it, but they just not giving it to you. Similar to what the Buffalo Bills did to Kansas City last night. They might have just sat back and been soft and just daring you to go down the field. And then for Baker, it's probably a field thing. You know, if he wasn't successful throughout the course of the game going downfield, then he felt like check downs is the most valuable option. And we are taught in the 2-minute drill, you know, and when we're trying to come from behind, that the check downs become open because they're dropping up, dropping back, and taking everything away. So I think Baker kind of got caught up in that and started, you know, trying to check it down more than he was supposed to.
Yeah, they had no timeout, so it did not work in their favor. Your thoughts on Justin Herbert? It is pretty remarkable in 20 starts. Last year he had a chaotic offensive line. They've got a new coaching staff. I am amazed at his team in that, like, fourth down. The punt team often just stays on the sideline, like it's in his own territory against the team. You know, it's just weird to me. It's they have, since the first snap of this year, clearly the coaching staff is not concerned at all about him converting fourth down. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Never seen anything like it, or never wanted to be a part of it. I would have probably looked at Andy Reid or Jim Moore and you know, in disbelief, like, yo, what the hell is going on? This is not what we do. But it just shows that they got an uncanny belief in Justin Herbert. And Colin, I always go back to our conversations last year when we was talking about this guy and how you just felt like he was the next up and coming. And he's proven that on a continuous basis, week in and week out, from last year to this year, showing the ability to get better. And you know, the Chargers got to feel good about this pick, because when you make a pick like this and it pans out for you, you got your quarterback for the next 15 years, and all you got to do is build around it. So we'll see more 4th and 7 conversions for sure.
By the way, Rashawn Slater, they drafted the left tackle out of Northwestern. He has been absolutely as good as Herbert. He has been a rock at left tackle. So in this league, if you can get the quarterback and left tackle right, I mean, you look at that and you're like, you got 2 Pro Bowlers for a decade. That is a lot of wins. I mean, in your life as a quarterback, and you were mobile, and Herbert's mobile, but not your level normal, the value of having a great left tackle, or to your point, a right tackle, your blind side, does it change the psychology of how you think pre-snap?
Oh, my God, it's the ultimate comfort level. I mean, even when I had Jason Peters, and he was a left tackle, and I still felt so confident and so calm going into a game when he had to block a guy like DeMarcus Ware, or, you know, Julius Peppers coming off that side. You know, even if though it wasn't my blind side, I still was just, you know, super comfortable at the line of scrimmage, and knowing that he makes the left side better, he makes actually the whole offensive line better. And when you have that chemistry in y'all gel, and everybody's on the same page week in and week out, you can go into games with confidence knowing that, look, we got a 75%